We have the good, the bad, the ugly here. Good stories, bad stories, and ugly stories. A man is being hailed a hero today. He is walking from Los Angeles to New York, and we were just talking about mental health. He wants to raise awareness and money for men's mental health. His name is Anton Nordblom, and he's known as, and here's what they call him, the Barefoot Dutchman. He's walking from L.A. to New York barefoot to raise money for all of these different charities that support men's health.
It's something out of the ordinary that does a trick of, getting the attention to raise awareness. And I was living in Sydney at the time, and walking barefoot was just part of life. I partnered up with Barbaric's Barefoot Shoes. We created Brave Men Talk, which is a campaign to raise awareness for men's mental health, which is a cause really close to my heart.
I'm anti-feet, but this is a very nice thing that he's doing to go. But from L.A. to New York.
When is he going to go?
I think he's starting now. He's getting ready to start. And
It's going to be cold. I mean,
Well, in L.A., you start in L.A. How long does it take you to get across the country?
I mean, you could have to take the southern route. It would take him
in a car
months.
3 days.
It'll take him months. So if you start now and you're in the Southwest for the first month or two, and then it becomes April, May.
It gets cold in New Mexico.
And barefoot.
It sure does. Yeah, barefoot the entire way. And
It's cold in Texas in the winter.
Yeah, and the desert. Yeah.
Well, but if he starts in Los Angeles, by the time he gets to Texas, won't it be May? I mean, don't you
no
think?
idea.
You think it'd be a
Could be.
pretty good while, but it takes him 6 months to walk across the country.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd time it up right, that he would be walking mostly in warm weather.
It's interesting he mentioned Sydney. I saw this article maybe a week or so ago. I didn't even bring it in because I know how sometimes people get priggish.
Oh, yes.
But,
So they say.
In Australia, it's a barefoot culture. In the United States, even in the summertime, we tend, nobody cares what people wear to the grocery store or the Walmart anymore. It's pajamas and slippers.
Right.
In the summertime, it's flip-flops and pajama pants. But in Australia, it's like shoes are very optional in the summer.
So they could wear.
They are a shoe optional country. If you want to go into any almost, I guess not your upscale dining restaurants, but if you wanted to go into a store and buy a pack of cigs or maybe do your shopping at a grocery store, they don't care if you're barefoot.
We had someone at the Super Bowl party this year, a new guest. And when she came in, I said hello and introduced her to everybody. And she said,
Did you get a name tag?
Oh, yeah. Everybody gets a name tag.
Yeah.
No matter what. Yours was I had yours. You were not able to make it, but I had your name tag made. Put her name tag on, and she goes, you know me, I don't do shoes. Can I take my shoes off? And I said,
I'm going to have to change your name tag.
To shoes off, lady.
Barefoot freak.
To your descriptor.
She goes, I just cannot.
She just kicked off her shoes right there?
Kicked them off. She goes,
In the foyer?
She said, where can I put my shoes? I said, put them over here in the foyer, and we'll remember and put them with your bag. And we'll
What did
remember
she
when
have
you
on
go.
her foot?
Zero. Nothing. She had no socks on or anything.
No stockings? Nothing?
No. She was just out.
Is she a
feet.
wife friend, gym friend?
I can't say. I don't want to embarrass her.
Okay.
And I like her very, very much.
Did you notice this, Dave?
I don't look at people's feet. I didn't notice anybody.
You wouldn't notice a barefoot woman in the dead of winter?
I might have noticed that even.
Maybe not in the house.
What Morgan Freeman said, how often do you look at a man's shoes? That's how Andy Dufresne escaped Shawshank.
You're right.
Put on the shoes. Yeah.
No, I mean, there's a lot of people in there, and you're walking around, and I'm looking at people's name tags, and I'm looking at people's faces and trying to, clue it all up and look in their eyes like I care when they're talking, and I don't look at feet.
She took them off, and she goes, you know me now, I don't do shoes. So where can I put my shoes? And I was like, well, right over here in the foyer. And here she comes, right through. No one else took off their shoes, but it was it was a shoe optional party. It will be a shoe optional party
Going forward.
Well,
You don't have a choice.
if you allow what.
Does she sell pictures of her feet?
I don't.
Yeah,
think-
she may have been advertising.
I was gonna say, does she take
those
pictures?
OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I don't-
Well, no. Now they have a whole thing. It's like feet
Oh,
fetish
foot fetish.
finder. Yeah.
Listen, I just read foot fetish.
finder.
Foot fetish is on the rise like crazy.
I don't get it.
Well, people have always loved them, but now it's more
With,
Yeah.
open.
with OnlyFans
Yeah.
and the feet craze is much more on display now. And I don't care for feet.
Yeah, I know.
When she did that, I hovered over a cheese dip for a while and just said, "Okay, you
It's
can."
the last thing you want to eat while you're looking at feet.
I don't. I cannot just get on over there. I don't like feet.
Why don't you try some corns? Corn.
Terrible. Terrible for
I
me.
mean, she's got to at least have nice feet to be that brazen about it.
Pretty nice feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were the nails done?
Yes, I checked them out. She
Good
had,
pedicure?
yeah, she had a deep red on the nail.
That's a good winter shade.
You didn't take You didn't take a picture of her foot, did you?
I'm not commenting.
Is she on your
comment?
security cam?
Yeah, she's on the security cam.
Could you bring that in?
I'll show off the feet on the security cam. Yes. I'll have to do that.
I appreciate a female's nice feet. I don't get me off like that.
No, I don't.
I appreciate when they take care of
Foot
their
fetish
feet.
way on the rise.
Now you're a
I don't get
gambling Kelly. You're a gambling man.
Yes.
It's well documented.
Oh yeah.
What are the chances? What are the odds this person is at your home for the next Super Bowl gathering?
100%. 100%. I really, really like her.
Okay.
We've become really good friends.
Okay.
But I don't like feet.
You didn't know this about her?
No. And she goes, Lord, you know me now. I can't sit here with shoes on, and just kicked them off. And I said, oh.
I don't know you.
As the veins in your temple begin to throb.
I'm looking past it because I like her so much.
It's very second wife behavior.
Yeah.
When I'm painting and creating,
I'm walking around my studio.
I'm unrestrained.
You know me. I'm just not going to have
I'm a free spirit. I can't help it.
She's a free.
Everybody says that.
She's a free spirit.
Yeah.
That's what she is.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in Australia because I like shoes.
I do too. I'm not
not a barefoot
for
person.
that. Here's the other good story. A pair of workers from New York's Metropolitan Transportation Authority are being praised for returning a traveler with a lost bag. The lost bag contained $30,000 in cash, and they worked to get it back to them. The assistant conductor found the bag left behind on the Long Island Railroad train to Ronkonkoma. And MTA workers had to go back through the annals of the tickets and so forth and figure out who it went to. And they did reunite the person with the bag containing $30,000.
Dang.
Here are some of the heroes and cops that did it.
I was looking through the bag to see if there was a receipt, a name. They did leave a date book, a planner in the bag. And I saw that this person had an appointment to get their car inspected. So I ended up contacting their mechanic, and I actually sent their mechanic a picture of this person. He helped me identify who it was. And then, that got the ball rolling to contact Long Island Railroad Lost and Found and reach out to this person so they could get their bag.
They got it back, and they didn't want a reward. They said, this is what we do. It's our job. So we've reunited with your bag.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, and why would someone be carrying a bag with $30,000?
We hear these stories every 6 months, though. Someone with an enormous amount of cash. I don't know if that's they don't trust banks like Weather Dave, or if they're buying a home, or if they just got a settlement. Who knows what? But there are way more people out there with suitcases full of cash.
More than you think.
I think we know.
More than you think. What are you saying, Biggie?
I was thinking gambling.
Oh, you think they want a bag?
Like if they were at a casino.
They literally want a bag while gambling.
They pay out in cash?
Some people want cash. Some people want a check.
It's nefarious.
It seems it does.
Most of the
Whatever it
time
is.
they're not.
Whether it's gambling or drugs or
But most of the time it's older folks trying to buy something, or they just got they're buying a car or a house.
In this case, it didn't say why they had the $30,000, but they were happy to get it.
and it's none of your business.
I guess
probably.
not.
That's
I
what
guess
they'd
not.
say.
Probably so.
Hats off to the LIRR.
Sure did it.
No kidding.
Sure got it. Bad story today. A report, this is more health report, Ozempic is causing some people. Now, we had heard that people on Ozempic were having bowel movements while they sleep. This was a while back. Recall that. They were, while sleeping, they would wake up in a pile of their own feces. Now, today, they're saying people who are working out while on Ozempic have the sudden need to vomit and will have to run to the bathroom and vomit because they're working out. One woman who's 28 who wished not to be identified told the New York Post, I've thrown up 3 times at the gym, but it's worth it.
It's a good thing she kept her anonymity.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, this past 6 weeks is when most Americans go back to the gym anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And folks who are back on Ozempic.
Do you think the drug sales, what's the word, surged after the first of the year?
Is there a time of year when that's
gym memberships go up. Everybody says I want to lose weight. Yeah. I wonder if the drugs started going up.
It could be.
Drug use.
And just in general, of
the
course.
Legal drugs.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt that.
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, New Year's resolution, lose weight. A lot of people probably went to their doctor and said.
Trying to get on
give me the jab.
Ozempic or whatever it might be. This woman says, look, I've thrown up 3 times and I'm not alone. I go to a busy gym in New York and I see other people racing to the bathroom too. And I'm like, there's my Ozempic buddy.
Well, without breaking any HIPAA laws here, Biggie, you've had experience with some of these jabs. Is that a side effect you've noticed?
Yeah. I mean, it makes you feel if I know now if I eat too much and think,
Are you nauseous?
Yeah.
How would you rate your gym activity level?
0.
Is there a negative category?
I'm losing weight.
You are looking good.
I know.
think.
I've
I feel like you're losing weight. I do. I really do.
Yeah.
You look nice.
But yeah, I mean, I'm learning that there's certain things, and if I eat, too much, or I eat too much sweets, I mean, I truly stay away from things now because I'm like, that's going to make me feel that way.
I love that you're sharing your journey with us. I think it's so so personal to you and so wonderful that it's out there. And I do think you look fantastic.
Thank you.
And he'll continue to share this. If you need to vomit, go ahead. Push Dave right out of the way. If you have to, get on in there. Get on in there.
Yeah, use his trash can. Don't use yours.
Exactly. I mean, you got to get out here and do it. You got to do what you got to do. Bad story. The mother of a high school cheerleader in Michigan is very upset because the school told her daughter to cover up. She was wearing the official high school cheerleading uniform, which is optional for cheerleaders to do on game day. They had a high school basketball game. We used to have that in our school.
Absolutely.
Every Friday football game, they'd all wear their cheerleading
Without
uniform.
a doubt.
Well, it wasn't during the game.
You can hear the horny pheromones hitting the air.
Nobody took an absence on Fridays. Instead of the boys.
In football season.
Cheerleaders in uniform? Sign me up.
I have to say, I couldn't believe it. The first time I saw him in there, I was like, what is going on here? When I was like a freshman in high school, I was like, what?
15-year-old boy.
And you're thinking, like, what are they doing?
17-year-old girl.
Like, they're doing this every Friday? Every Friday?
Every Friday.
All the hot girls?
All the hot girls are wearing their cheerleading outfits.
And this was before they wore sweatpants underneath their skirts.
Right. Well, it is common, apparently, for the cheerleaders to wear their uniforms during school, but the mom says that her daughter was told, you need to put some pants on because, quote, it's a distraction to these boys. Some of the boys.
Just to this one.
Just to this one. I guess the rest were wearing sweatpants and she wasn't. That's my guess.
I guess.
But mom said, wait a minute.
I called the school office, and I was told that they are to wear pants under their uniforms at all times. It is a distraction to the boys. I don't feel that that should be a distraction to the boys. Girls have been wearing cheer uniforms issued by the school since I was in high school.
A fact.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. And what she is saying is if it's a distraction to the boys, which it was in my day at least, then why are you designing the uniform this way? Because if it's a distraction to the boys in school, it's a distraction to the boys at the football game or the basketball game.
Tradition. That's the traditional cheerleading outfit.
Yeah, but that excuse is, I think people take issue with that excuse now. It distracts the boys. So you're blaming the girls.
You're blaming the
for
girl.
simply being.
Yeah, for being girls.
Yeah.
And
for what a guy might think.
And the school issues the uniform, and they wear them on game day. So I'm sort of with the mom here. It's like, well, you issue the uniform, you tell us to wear it on game day, and then it distracts the boys. What's that about?
But the boys aren't. I mean, they're not. They're not saying mean things to them or poking them or anything.
No, they're just.
Well, how do they know there's a distraction? Because they're not.
A good question.
What's the distraction? If there's a distraction, that's on the boy.
Maybe the boys are well. That's what.
As long as they're not doing anything illegal.
That's what the mom is saying. Is like punish the boy, don't punish my daughter.
Yeah, I
can't remember, Kelly, if you said if this is a private or public school, because private schools, they may have different rules.
This was a public school in Michigan, and the school says they released a statement saying athletic uniforms may not meet school dress code requirements. In this case, they need to wear pants with the cheerleading outfit. Susan, you have a similar story. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. My daughter in high school, she got sent to the office numerous times over shorts and her cheerleading uniform. All of them saying, the teacher saying it's too short. And she goes to the office and they tell her, they're not too short. Your legs are just so long. And it was a signed uniform. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Right.
Did they make her put on sweatpants?
Same thing happened to her.
Did they?
Yeah, and it was so ironic. The teacher that was doing it, I had him when I was in high school. And I ended up calling him and having a conversation with him about it. And he didn't realize that she was my daughter. And I had done his mother's hair when she died. And he was picking on my daughter in school. And so when he realized it was me, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm thinking, okay, so now that you know me, it's okay that she has a cheerleading uniform. It's too short.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's like a soap opera.
Boy, it is. And you did his mother's hair when she passed. Man.
Just once, I hope.
That is like a soap opera.
Well,
thank you, Susan. Appreciate it. Interesting angle on that.
This is on the dumb boys.
Well, and the administration. I mean, you're telling them to wear the uniform, and then it's like, oh, wait, the uniform's not right. What are you supposed to do? Luke, you're talking about distractions for the boys at school. Go ahead.
Well, for one, I hear Dave grunt every time you mention cheerleader outfit.
Well, I
he
think that's a
also
little over
remembers
the
what
top. That's over the top.
for
Accurate.
boys
Accurate.
when he was in high school.
Well,
And two, they've asked all the other girls to wear sweatpants as a part of their uniform.
Yeah.
And three, it's a distraction probably even for the lesbians.
Well, it's a.
see, now this
No
call.
one's standing up for the lesbians.
No one's standing up for the lesbians.
Thank you.
And maybe
Thank
they
you.
need to be included in all of this.